Yo, hey, how y'all doing today? Thank y'all so much for dropping by, man. So I'm just about to dive right in and let y'all guys know what's going down out here in these superhero streets, man. So we have some breaking news, big news that came across my desk yesterday. I just couldn't wait, to announce this good news, right? So apparently Superman, basically WB, and DC is being sold, and you have three big competitors right now knocking at the door of WB, Warner Brothers, bamming at the door, boom, 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 boom. We want to buy your company. Now these three companies are Netflix, Paramount, Skydance, and Universal. So Universal Pictures, there will be, I think they already have Harry Potter's of the world. They already have Jurassic World of the world. I think Fast and the Furious with Universal. And they also have like some rights to, I think, some characters already. So this would be awesome if Universal. And I think me and my family had agreed on this as well. We think it would be best if Universal get the superhero stuff. Now, if they split partnership, you have some people do streaming, TV shows, superhero movies. If they split it down the middle, they sell what they can sell to, Universal. Let's say they get DC, all the DC characters, then you get the TV shows and streaming services all go to Netflix, and the networks, all the networks that they own can go over to, Paramount. If they would do it that way, but it seems like all of them want to buy everything. Now this is going to be a bidding war, and I think it's going to get a little confusing because everybody's offering top dollar. Like, who do you go with? Do you go with the best writers, production, the best movies? And the only one I can see that make blockbuster smash hits that come around almost about to make $1 billion with like Jurassic World and Harry Potter's of the world is to keep it all with Universal so that they can compete directly with Disney. Now Netflix, the thing about Netflix will be buying DC and the characters. The only gripe that I see that everybody is having is that they're going to make it subscription service based. You're gonna have to go streaming. Everything gonna be on a streaming service, Netflix, and it's like you're gonna take the fun out of going to the movies. You're gonna pull back that cinematic experience before the movie drops on digital and streaming now. So you're eliminating AMC's of the world, cinema, big screen movies, and the movies, the theaters are already having a hard time due to inflation and the cost of living and the price hikes already. Movies are extremely expensive now. Paramount is another, they production, they already have all their writers and producers and directors. Same as writers, producers, directors with Universal. So those will be good. Not saying Netflix don't, but they don't really have a big history of going to the theaters. Mostly streaming. 99% of their stuff is streaming. You make a new superhero movie directly on streaming, or do they sign a contract stating, hey, listen, when you create your TV shows, okay, you're gonna have to split it down the middle. Let's say they have Green Lanterns, for example. We use Netflix for an example. You will have your streaming TV shows like they've been doing on Netflix, but your superhero movies will still go to the theater, cinema, AMC. You don't want to pull that audience away because you're trying to force everybody into your ecosystem to beat out, Disney, HBO Max. We get y'all all are competing for the fans' attention span, and it's very short. So everybody's competing for the biggest fan base right now, because if you have three competitors, is it 3 or 4 of them? I think it's 3, right? It's Netflix, Paramount, Skydance, and Universal. Okay, so Paramount and Skydance, okay, they want to put their chips together to buy WB. They didn't. What I've noticed as well, and I talked to my family about this as well. I told them, I say, hey, they didn't. Did you know they did not you know, make a bid or try to buy WB until Superman released. They wanted to see some type of value still in the company that people were interested in before they made that bid. Because if they really wanted to buy Superman, Batman, the Green Lanterns, Aquaman, and Flash, and Cyborg's Justice League, if they really wanted that, Black Adam, if they really wanted that before then, they just thought they were going to cap off at like 400, 300 million. They was like, that's kind of like not even really too much breaking even. That's just like we're just making movies just because we're just doing it for our health. But when you start to see 600, 700, 800 million, okay, now there's some value still in these characters, which would be Superman and Batman, then Wonder Woman and then the Justice League, then you go down the pipeline and you would make the Penguins TV shows. Now, see, this is kind of like got me kind of like thinking as well. Are they still going to do Penguins on HBO Max? Or are they going to bring it to Peacock? Like, how are we going to do all the license? Or are they just going to own it and they can make what they want to make? Like, how is all this license? Because they have like WB already like kind of licensed everything out already. Like, I'm thinking like, how are you going to send half over there? It's going to make the company confusing again when James Gunn already have a roadmap. So new management can mess everything up. Netflix can come in, try to put their 2 cents in, or if they sell it to Paramount, they put their 2 cents in, or if you sell it to Universal, they come and put their 2 cents in. Is it going to derail the roadmap that we already have? Or are they going to try to come out with different D-list, C, D, and B-list characters like they did before over there at Marvel? Like when you got Miss Marvels of the world, and then you have, you got the Thunderbolts, Captain Falcon America, and then you got She-Hulk. Are they going to start making these TV shows kind of like that, like Disney Plus did, but better? We not trying to have another relapse of Disney, this 5-10 year span and just woke trash shoved down everybody's throat. That's what everybody was like kind of skeptical about. Like, okay, I heard Paramount, they're big into politics. I don't know about Universal. Universal have been known to try to stick to source material. Netflix in the middle, and then Paramount, they could bring politics into it. So who do you go with? I'm still choosing, probably only because of the information that I got, I'm going with Universal. And because they have the background, they already have Harry Potter world. Think about it. The theme parks will be just exploding with merchandise of all the DC characters, which would be able to bring more products, more sales, toys, action figures, clothes, merch. Universal have, all the assets and the resources to deliver that to Warner Brothers. They can actually pitch that to them as well. See, Netflix can't pitch that, Paramount can't pitch that to them. Hey, we got a theme park. We already have an installed fan base already. Constantly people come, millions, thousands of people coming to our theme park buying merch, action figures, bags, and shoes, and Crocs, and all kind of souvenirs and cups. They can pitch that to them, something that Paramount and Netflix can't do. They can't have that. That's almost kind of like a revenue that's going to continuously come in. So you have a bigger market with Universal flat out than you will Paramount or Netflix. They're just going to be screaming in movies, but you don't come with the theme parks. You see, when you have 2 different fan bases, you not only the movie fan base, but you got the theme park goers, the diehard. These people have channels. They make a living. They are content creators. They make a living off going to theme parks. And you can imagine if they announce soon as they sign on a dotted line, okay, we're going to have shared, assets. We're going to split rights down the middle. We're going to give Paramount some TV shows, Netflix some TV shows. They want to run subscription services anyway. That's more money. That would be more money for Universal anyway to continue to make these big blockbuster smash hit movies. These bangers that we've been wanting, right? So I would say sell the movie rights to Universal. The TV shows, on the other hand, since Netflix and Paramount, they're so good at doing that anyway, and they want to push their subscription services, split those down the middle, and the TV networks, if they have like let's say news channels or whatever, or cartoon networks, those can go to Paramount or Peacock or whatever, Peacock as well. So technically, if you really think about it though, Universal probably can just take the whole thing and just run off with it to the sunset because they have Peacock as well. But at the same time, nobody wants them to take movies out of the theater and just focus on streaming services and sports and all that stuff like that with different networks. And so if they do share the assets or they split it down the middle, that would be good. But I'm thinking bigger. I'm thinking Universal, because they got these theme park goers. I'm a theme park goer, out here in the South, in Florida. So it's banging. Like, people love to go out to these places, and you have action figures, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, all these characters, the whole Justice League, Peacemaker, Penguin, all these fans now can have access to all the merch, kind of like they just did Epic. So think about that. If Epic, not only that they will have the rights to the movies now, that makes that growth grows, because they have that attachment, that fan base have that attachment with the characters now. Now they bring that, connection back with both, because now nothing's all separated. WB didn't really have a vision, didn't know the direction. Now they got James Gunn making bangers now. Superman is a banger. I don't care what the Snyderverse fans say. Like, a lot of them gonna be hating on it because it's a split. Yes, they want the Snyderverse to come back. We heard that, but that's a whole nother video. But right now we're focusing on the direction that we want to go with this. And if they're saying, right, we want this, we want that, and they split it down the middle, they can do that, but most likely it's going to be confusing, because somebody might get jealous. A lot of these companies like Disney, when they have the rights to all these big time superheroes, it's ego driven. It's ego driven more so than source material. That's why you're getting so many woke movies and woke activists hired, because they're doing what they want to do. They're running a company like McDonald's. They're not running it like a Fortune 500 company, like a real boss man that's selling you the materials that you need to build your houses with. You can't build it on sand. You have to build it on a strong foundation. And that's what Disney tried to do. They tried to go to the desert and build houses. It don't work like that. You have to build it on a strong, concrete, foundation, lime rock. You can't have no sinkholes in your company. And Disney have a lot of sinkholes right now. A lot of quicksand over there at Disney. So I think that's everybody concerned about this whole deal. If it gets into the wrong person's hands, are they gonna do what Disney did? Because Disney got theme parks. They didn't even have to go the route that they went. But being that it's ego and pride driven and politics got involved, identity politics got involved, I think it ran the company into the ground, because it's more so about their feelings and emotions more so than source material, sticking to comic books with Marvel, sticking to the actual characters, not doing race swaps, gender swaps, character swaps. Captain, Falcon America, a whole different character, and make him a new character. The Thunderbolts to take over for the Avengers when they just should have stayed the Thunderbolts. Like these are the things. It's like they keep moving the goalposts. Disney keep moving the goalposts, and now WB have a chance to move it too as well, but in the right direction. Disney is moving the goalposts backwards. Now they're trying to even out the fan base. They lost half of their fan base. You can see the numbers at the box office. If you was making around $1 billion and now you're only making 300, 400, barely can tap 500 million at the box office, you lost half of your fan base. You lost it. And you don't ever know if they're ever coming back. Between Disney, Pixar, Marvel, and Star Wars, they have some of the biggest franchises in history. Marvel making the biggest blockbuster numbers, making money close. I think a couple of them did crack $1 billion, 800 million, $1 billion. I think the Avengers did, Endgame and all that. These movies was cracking $1 billion. Avatar cracking $1 billion. You know, these are Titanic numbers they're putting up. And then you have the worst management in history over there at Disney. Run the company into the ground to push an agenda. Like this is what we're concerned about. Like, people, they ain't really talking about it. A lot of people ain't really talking about it, but it is some concern. It is some concerning things to really be there. Like, they buy that company. They got theme park rights. They got character rights with Universal. I just don't see the perks that they get when Netflix is up live streaming. And we don't know if they're going to take the movies. We don't know if they're going to take the big movies out of the theater unless they sign a contract with them. But if they buy it all, don't they own WB? So I think if they own it, they can do whatever they want with the rights now. For however many billion, 40 billion, 100 billion, 200, 400 billion, however much they want for the whole entire slate. They want to buy everything. I don't even know the number that they're targeting. 100 billion, 200 billion, 300 billion, 400 billion, 500 billion. We don't even know the number. They want everything. And I'm like, man, this right here, this can get real. And they say this bidding war can go on for a little while. So we may be going over this for a long time because we don't know when it's going to end. We don't know who's going to come out on top. But what I will say, the direction right now that WB is going in with James Gunn's Superman is a solid roadmap. And that's all we can ask for, is just to be entertained. Right now, I'm about to grab, the remote, hit play on that Superman video, and we're going to watch Crypto together. So I'm out. Peace.